All right, folks, we're back. Road to 165, day 6. Let a couple people come in. Started a bit earlier, but for a couple different reasons, today's the best day to do this. So I'm gonna swing hard at some drivers. I gotta loosen back up a little bit, and I gotta turn the square ding noise back up a little bit over here. There we go. All right. Not sure what exactly I expect right now in terms of speed, but it's just going to get progressively colder throughout this week until I think it's Saturday or Sunday until the weekend. It's supposed to be up to like 60 degrees, but it's supposed to be rain. So I'll be out here, but the next couple days is supposed to be back down. I think tomorrow and Thursday are supposed to be back down into like the lower 40s. So all that to say, I did the wedge stream yesterday, and then I went and I hit a small bucket of balls on course. Then I played 9, and then today you just saw I did 18. I just did a scramble with Struggle Swing Golf Ken. All that to say, I'm not at 100%. However, it's nice and warm in the garage. It's about 54 degrees. So today's the day to do it. And I was planning on taking, I got to do some stuff anyways, other commitments, but planning on taking tomorrow and Thursday off anyways. So like I said, today is kind of the, right now, today is kind of the day. And I think, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I was swinging pretty hard yesterday on course. I didn't hit it the best with Ken. We got a couple up there at about, I think, 155 or so. We'll see if I can get anything close to about 160. I'd be relatively happy with. Someone just pinged me on Discord. Ooh, that one was hit better too. The square didn't read it. All right, let's start hitting driver. Here we go. I took the vest off. Like I said, it's nice and warm. We are at 54 degrees on the dot in the garage. So let the driver sweat session commence here. If you're stopping in, say what's up in the chat. I'm going to kind of work my way back up into some of these. Oh, that's a terrible start. Work my way back up into some of these swings until I start swinging harder. That one was very, very, very low on the face. A little bit better. 145. Probably hit a couple easy ones for about 10 shots here and then really start basically swinging as hard as I can. I am hopeful that this is paying off a little bit, both simulator rounds and on course for the first time yesterday. The ball is definitely going further, so even if I don't crack 160, I still think it's worthwhile and it's time well spent to just continuously work on trying to hit it as hard as I can. Score? What's up, Katso? All right, 148. Loosening back up a little bit now. $150, $250 carry, literally right down the middle. We'll see if I crack another ball or not. Hit harder but low on the face. 150.9. May mess around and surprise myself today. Definitely hitting it harder. That was very low and heely. But 153, 251, back's been kicked up. I feel like the speed may be there. Not being quite as restricted with the layers, having to be warmer out. The only thing going against me, the back doesn't feel too bad. I just foam rolled for a second. The only thing going against me is just fatigue and having a lot of these swings within like a 2-day period catch up with me. But I'm not going to get there, though, if I can't make contact with the club. All these have been rather low on the face. You guys hear me all right? Does the sound... Let me check the sound here. Not going to get there, though. Yeah, I think we're all right. $156. I think it may be there. It may be there today. And maybe we'll even do it. We'll get up there sooner than later, and then call it quits a bit earlier instead of swinging. I can't swing for 3 hours anyways, but all right, 156, 154. All right, it did have 5 balls originally. Where's the other one? Where did the other ball go? I want to try my best. The balls, there it is. The balls get heated up. You keep hitting them into the screen. When the screen stops it heats them up. I want to try my best to rotate them. $154.2. Just feel like I have a little more pop coming through these past few days. $156.8. 261 carry. Threw my hands at that one. But if you guys haven't seen any of these other ones, this is not about where the ball goes. It is about that ball speed number. I know it's probably a little bit smaller on your end, but that last one was 153.5. We're looking... I have it written down. Day 6, I'm starting to lose track where we were. The best ball speed so far is 160.8, though. We're trying to beat that. $153.9. off the planet right, but 156.6, that was actually, despite being off the planet right, hit a little bit closer to the middle of the face. This is what I'm saying, though, even on a day that I'm not feeling 100%, like to be high 150s here, kind of like just getting started. Woo! 160.0. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. 160 on the dot. We haven't even been live that long. I had a feeling today might be the day. 273 carry, 160 on the dot. We've only been alive for 11 minutes. Let's go. Today's the day. Today is the day. $155.6, but 271 carry. No one's even in here to witness it. I'm going to have to tell them to go back and check the tape. I have 3 of these black tees, and they always seem to disappear on me somehow. I don't really want to stop swinging and slow down. This is the kind of stuff that really... Alright, there's another one. I gotta have at least 2, because otherwise if I'm down to 1, I just keep looking for that same exact one over and over again. Well, we're gonna go with 2. 2 tees for now. We're here to witness greatness. I just hit on my knees. I just hit 160 on the dot C drum. Go back like 60 seconds. That was like 2 or 3 swings ago. I just hit 160 on the dot, 160.0. Today may be the day. No, I don't think I have 165, but I may have like 161, 162 maybe. $160.8 is the number, the PR number to hit so far. Crawling around on my knees got me out of the swing of things. Favorite pro golfer? I don't know. I don't have a steadfast one. I've been saying Tommy Fleetwood as of late. I mean, I like watching Scotty. I used to like Bryson, but not so much anymore after his whole GS Pro house debacle. 155, 260 carry. Anthony Kim, obviously, they're brothers. Have to be so soon. I just hit 160. That was it was 11 minutes in. I don't know, what were we, 15 minutes in maybe right now? So 4 minutes ago, I just hit 160 on the dot. $158. I think it's there. If I swing hard at some of these and I connect on one, I think about 162 is in reach. $154, 260 right down the middle. Some of these also, I'm purposely using these pretty beat up balls because I cracked a pretty new one last time, which I wasn't too happy about. It was kind of $5 down the drain. So some of these, the side spin, it may not register. It may just read dead straight. But oh, that was low in the face. There's something to this, though. The fact, like I've been saying, the numbers have just been creeping up there. The fact that I hit that 160 pretty quick. I mean, it helps that it's 54 degrees in here compared to the other days, and the fact that I'm already starting to sweat and I don't have as many layers on. I just have kind of this thermal long sleeve and then a t-shirt underneath. But 156, that thing was launched 18 degrees on the launch angle. That thing was up there. 266 carry. What is it? Smooth is slow and smooth is fast, or something along those lines. What kind of balls is it? Need some spicy boy golf balls for this? It's a same thing, TaylorMade TP5 picks. I'm probably shortchanging myself a little bit, not using the TP5X, but these are all just the regular TP5s. 5-layer premium golf ball. The X is a little bit more compression. So I was looking at the chart. 155, really high toe. I was looking at the chart, and they basically, when they compare them, they say like soft versus softer, long versus longer, that kind of thing. Oh man, that was hammered too. First, those really rain on my parade. It read the tee. I hit that tee at 26 miles an hour. Oh man, I swung harder at that one too. That sucks if you think that possibly could have been one of the swings and you basically get a no read because it reads the tee instead of the ball. That sucks. Pro V1 or velocity, Pro V1 left dash. Got all of that one. All of 14 yards. The tee flew 9.2. The only problem with that is C-drum. It wouldn't be registering the backspin and the side spin. It would just be estimating it. I get we're just after ball speed anyways. I could do that though. I feel though like that kind of stuff, maybe just like to hit my 165. I feel like I'm more than capable if I just keep working at this. These TP5s, they're perfectly fine premium golf balls. I feel like I'm more than capable of hitting it like that. And maybe if I cross that 165 bridge, maybe we'll start to tinker with like getting a half a mile an hour more ball speed. Oh, that was low in the face with like Pro V1 or velocity. How much would you say though, like on that one 5 minutes ago, whenever it was, the one that I hit 160 on the dot, if that same ball and that same swing, if I hit that with a Pro V1 or a velocity, how many, like, is it like a mile an hour, a fraction of a mile an hour, like 2 miles an hour? Like how much difference does that actually make? I know we're in the territory where every 0.1 of a mile an hour counts. $155. More than a half. Velocity can be 2 to 3 miles an hour higher than even Pro V1. Pro V1 is king. Problem is, though, that'd be cool to see. $156, 274 carry. That's not a bad ball. Only problem is, it would be cool to see that number if it went up say instead of that 160 on the dot, that was 162 or whatever. Be cool to see that. But the fact that I play these TP5s, I can't just switch over to velocities, unfortunately. But I know the whole point of this is to get the ball speed up. TP5 is softer than Pro V. Is the Pro V more comparable then to the TP5X? And then I know like someone like Bryson uses the left dash, Pro V1 left dash. I think that's about the firmest, highest compression premium golf ball that they make. I mean, that's a low heel strike, and it's still at 155. I absolutely can't switch. My point is, though, with the square, I can't just start using the velocities, unfortunately, because it won't register. It'd be fine if I'm doing the speed training on the range, but it would be back to when I was using the plain white balls. It would be estimating the backspin and the side spin. So I can't just switch over to like a Pro V1 or a Velocity to play sim rounds or anything if I want the most accuracy. Left dash feels like a rock. I have some in my collection, beat up a little so I don't hit them much. That was hit a little bit better. 157.5, 272 carry. I feel like we're right there. It just needs to be one that I step on a little bit more. That one was pretty close to the middle. That wasn't bad. Maybe a little bit low in Healy because the backspin kicked up a little bit, but that's 285 rolled out. One 57, 273. Anyone out there trying to gain some distance, all it takes is 6 days of swinging as hard as you can, and you can gain about, I mean, I'm up probably about 10 miles an hour ball speed on average. It's not like I've never done this before. I knew I was capable of this. I just got slower over like a 2-year period. But it's not going to hurt, and you're definitely not going to get slower if you dedicate some time to it. 157. That thing is launched again. 17.8, 271 carry. That was a bit high on the face, but that thing's out there. Just do what you bought. I know I don't need to watch spin for ball speed training. I guess my point is I don't disagree, and I have some Pro V1s that I can hit, and I have some velocities. I would like to see me hit the 165 with the balls that I'm going to be consistently using, versus like it almost feels like switching over to like a long driver that I wouldn't actually game, if that makes sense. Like switching to a ball that I wouldn't actually game in here. Woo! Woo! 284 carry, 161.6 or 26 or I can't even talk. 161.6. My neighbors probably heard that. That was a loud yell. Let's go! I told you 162 was in there. 161.6. Screenshot it. Let's go. Sorry if you're wearing headphones. 297 rolled out. 15.7 launch. Let's admire this one for a second. Helps when it's right down the middle too. 6.2 up. Launch 0.3 to the right. 15.7 VLA. Club path was good. Slightly out to in. 2160 backspin. 28 RPMs of side spin. 284.6 carry raw. 285.8 in my 300 feet of altitude. 161.6 ball speed. 297.2 total. Let's go. Smashed. Excited GS Pro, here I come. I like to race in my minivan in the interstate because I used to instead of driving a sports car. Nice one, my man. Appreciate it. Extra smash. My headphones cut out so loud. Sorry. All right, here we go. I got to write this one down so I don't forget it. 161.6. I haven't even been hitting that long. Faster, faster. How long have we been live for? I knew it was capable because I hit 160 within 11 minutes. We're at 26 minutes, and I just got my fastest ball speed by, what is that, 0.8? I hit 160.8 before. That was 161.8. Oh, low in the face. Even that, though, like for such a low miss hit, 157.7, 267 carry. Let's go. Oh, 157.2. That felt better than what that resulted in, but just right down the middle, 268 carry. Now we're doing something. We're getting somewhere. I'm actually, I got to soak that in for a second. I'm going to write it down in my notes before I even forget. 161.6 on day 6. Let's go. I'd swear right now, but faster, that was weak. Yeah, well, we're not all built like string beans, former D1 golfers, so it is what it is. All right, road to 165. So as a recap, today's day number 6. We hit 161.6. Day number 1 was 160 on the dot. Day number 2 was 157.9. Day number 3 was 160.8. Day number 4 was 160.1. Day number 5 was 159.1. And then today, day number 6, 161.6. Let's go. Problem is, I keep creeping up there. It's going to be harder and harder to top that. 154.9. 265 carry, though. Hey, thanks, Adrian. I appreciate that. 161. How do you do that? I tried to do a funny super chat like that the other day, and it wouldn't let me customize it. Are you on your computer, or is that on your phone? Appreciate the super chat, though, buddy. I tried to do like what you did, like a 169 or something, like a funny chat, but it would only let me do either 99 cents or 199 on my phone. Well, 56.1. PC makes sense. You know, like you did after the first one, before you swing, you hit it further, faster. I know. The problem is, I have neighbors that I don't want to call like the ambulance on me, and I have my dog inside, and I'm also watching my sister's dog, so I don't want to start screaming in here, and they start going bonkers because I'm yelling. But I get it. I mean, the same thing like tennis where they go, ugh, or they like grunt. I get the exerting yourself. Oh. I mean, even that felt like a pretty big miss hit, and that was still 171 carry, 156.6. He's right. Let's go. Get pumped. Quit calming down. Problem is, I get to stay in that pocket to where I start going rapid fire, and then I get tired, but I don't want to cool down too much. I had to soak that one in. I know I should have just kept going, but I had to soak it in. Come on. Nice and fast. Kind of a miss hit, but That club twisted on that one. I've had a couple of those lately. I had one of those on course, and I had one of those earlier. It was literally so far off the toe, I can feel the club deflect when I hit it. Don't get me wrong, I want to hit it faster, but today's already a massive success hitting that 161. Miss hit. Oh. Never know on those. I hit the tee. I don't know if the tee's indicative. I hit the tee 45.8 miles an hour. Those are just those are a kick in you know what. That could have been the one. Felt like a miss hit, but you never know. Just because it feels like a miss hit doesn't mean that the ball speed's not there. It just meant maybe that was off the planet. Right. All right. I didn't even have to break out the shaft yet. The plain shaft to swing quicker. Little Diet Coke reinforcement. Coming across it. Is it eating Coke? Time for 170. Went to Arizona, Grand Canyon. Then been gone for a bit. I'll see the new numbers. Played my first 9 yesterday when I got home. How'd it go? I played 9 yesterday too, and it didn't go so great. It was a Diet Coke, and it was similar to a Zin, but it was not a Zin. I hear you sometimes over there, C-Drum. It sounds like you're way high toe. Sometimes it sounds like you're talking on some of these scrambles, then you come back and it sounds like you got a big old cough drop while you're talking. Maybe I'm just hearing things. It's helping. I'm trying to line up with my hands further forward and stay with my head behind it. Even that one, 157.2, 270 carry. Trying to have the feeling of staying behind the ball a bit more. Gotta go play Gray Barn tech support. Keep whacking. Sounds good. Hard to hear around the glue in the beard. 10 over, 1 gimme on the first hole. The lady was calling, asking where I went. I shot the same thing. I shot a 46. Wasn't very good. You're saying 10 over on the 18 or 10 over on 9? I shot 46, which was not good. I went triple, bogey. So I was 7 over through 3. And then I had 4 pars in a row. And then I went double and then bogey to finish it. But I had some good drives. 154.9. Well, 57.4. I can feel too, just because of the warmer weather, I can feel this shaft loading and kicking more. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I've got to be swinging it quicker, though. Like, there's no way around. Again, I'm not swinging it at like 130 club speed, but there's no way around the fact that you just have to swing it quicker in order to produce higher ball speeds. I mean, speed's not quite there, but that's a bomb. 155.7, 270 carry, right down the middle. I'm actually going to take this watch off. All right, let's get a couple primers. Driver was hot as well. 2 pars, 1 green in regulation. Nice. Best year ever for all of us on course. Oh, that was a poor contacted swing. Oh, 158.3. I can tell when I swing harder, my back foot like comes off and like drags. There's like a darker drag mark for when I swing hard. I'm swinging so hard, my foot's like coming forward. Or at least trying to. Get some primers. I mean, the problem is, I want to get, like I said, I want to get faster, but it's like I feel like I already like accomplished a pretty big goal. So it's like I kind of hit that kind of early, and now it's just like icing on top of the cake at this point. Oh. 156. 0.5. 155.7, but 273 carry. Very happy with my decision. I didn't know how today was going to go. Very happy with my decision to keep swinging. And I was 50-50 if I wanted to pack it up after the scramble. I think I'm losing a bit of speed. The harder I swing, the better it looks. That's good to hear. Did you see that one that I hit, Toast? Were you here for that? Hit the new PR, 161.6. Way off the toe. Despite these ball speeds not being quite as much up there, believe me, I'm still swinging pretty darn hard. On 57. Love PR? Me too. Fairway balls are the best. Swing faster. Have to swing smoother on course. I hear you say 3-wood shaft. No, 3-wood shaft's not back in my driver. It hasn't been since I started doing this. I hit them really good. I hit one duck hook yesterday on course. It was a par 5, pretty wide open. The one like pretty significantly downwind. There was a pretty good wind at my back. So I said, all right, I'm going to swing harder at this. And I duck hooked it left. But yesterday on course, I had 271, 279, and then like 280 or 281, something like that. I hit some pretty good ones. And it was windy out there. Some of those were into the wind as well. Just here, what's your personal best speed right now? I just hit it probably about 20 minutes ago or so. I hit 161.6. I put it in the chat. If you scroll up, you'll see it. But I did 161.6. That's my best so far. Before that, it was 160.8. But pretty darn happy with the almost 162. 155. I can feel my back tightening up a little bit. I've been trying to feel like I have a wider takeaway, but I can feel the club's not going quite as far back. My back's starting to tighten up a little bit. I don't know if you guys believe me, but I told you back when it was 20 degrees colder in here, I told you as soon as the weather warmed up and I was out here not quite as bundled up, that I feel like the ball speed would jump just because of that. On 55.7, 274 carry. And it's cool seeing him go down the middle, but honestly, that one was pretty far right, but I don't really care. Felt like watching my bag after the round. Had fun just playing. Had 299 plus. T-back smashed one on the wind hole. That's awesome. Way off the toe. square miss the side spin on that one, which is 0-0. I'm eyeing, I forget which day it is. It's one day this weekend. It's either Saturday or Sunday. It's supposed to be rain all day, but it's supposed to be up to about 59, 60 degrees. So I should get the garage right around this again, like 54, 55, maybe even a bit warmer. If I rest up for a couple days, I think we could be in for a good one on Saturday. That one definitely did not look good. And this ball, some of these dimples are looking a little bit hairy. This one may crack. I mean, 276.8 carry, right down Broadway, right down the middle. 290. Fairways found. I mean, nothing wrong with that. The cool thing about doing this, though, I keep saying, the cool thing about this speed training is like, eventually that's just going to be like, I'm going to get used to seeing that number. If I keep up with this and keep pushing it, eventually like my not so great drives are going to be that, and I'm going to start getting like 300, 315, hopefully. And like we're like E-School was saying, and like the way it goes is like, you also like, it's cool to see like your top end, your PR go up, but it also at the same time, as your ceiling's getting higher, your floor's getting higher. So eventually like 154.5, that wasn't even that great, but like the launch conditions were pretty good. So like nothing wrong at all. I'm very happy with 276 in the air, rolling out to 290. Like the courses that I play, that's more than manageable, more than serviceable. Off the tee, 152, 268, even that. I mean, that's left side of the fairway. 283. And I think what gave me a little bit of extra, oh, not that one, 149. Cool thing is though, like that was a terrible miss hit, 241. I would have been happy with that like a couple weeks ago. But what gave me a little bit extra motivation was knowing that playing on course yesterday for the first time, that this speed training actually is working and doing something, considering I hit, like I said, like, and that's like on course measured by my watch. Like it basically drops a pin on the tee box, and then you, as soon as you hit another shot or you tap it over the ball, it locks it in. So like I know for a fact I hit 271, 279, and then like 280, 281 on course yesterday, which I think gives me a little bit extra motivation that like I'm not just like spinning my wheels and wasting time. 156.3. Yeah, I know I got to keep up the speed training or it goes away. The thing is though, like once I start getting up there and I'm like really happy where I'm at, like if I'm starting to cruise at like low to mid 160s, a lot of the work is done leading up to it, and then once you get there, you just got to kind of maintain it and you keep it up. So maybe I'll do it like once a week or so. But it's that climb up there. Same thing with like lifting weights and gaining muscle, which you know. The hard part is gaining it in the first place, and then it's significantly easier to maintain it once you've already gained it in the first place. But that goes without saying. Same thing with speed, same thing with muscle. You can't just stop swinging. Otherwise, your body's gonna revert back to a more reasonable weight and muscle tone. Same thing as like my body will revert back to not swinging it quite as quick. So you do need to maintain, but it's a lot less upkeep once you get it in the first place. $156, $273. Trying to coil up, slow down the backswing just a tad on some of these and kind of feel like I'm squatting into it a bit more. See your Discord avatar? I did click on it. I looked up your name. You're rather jacked. I looked up your name and saw like the like your pro card or whatever, your profile. You are rather shredded for your age, sir. You must have been an absolute monster in your heyday. Low in the face. Oh, that was very poorly hit. Catching some of these so far on the toe, I'm making a new wear pattern on the on the driver. I got to work out after this, and I really should stretch as well. Didn't have time to work out yesterday, and I wanted to be fresh for the course, but definitely working out after this, which I have found. It's kind of the last thing I want to do is go work out and lift weights after this, especially because this month's program is pretty bonkers. But it does really help in terms of recovery and not feeling like I got hit by a bus tomorrow morning to get that blood flowing after this. Geez, 1980s, you were 225. Those picks are 170. Geez, so you had 55 pounds, seemingly more muscle on you in the 80s. That's insane. Perry, we're gonna get you in the or Toast. We're gonna get you in the membership. We gotta get you to be a channel member. You're in a lot of these streams. You gotta have the badge next to your name. You gotta get your username at the start and the end of every video. I mean, again, I probably sound like a broken record, but the fact that I'm kind of slowing down and getting tired, but I'm still putting them out there at 263 carry. High anabolics. Did you take stuff back in the day? Are you saying naturally high? 4 members now? No, I have 9. I have four gold members, and then I have 5 bronze members. The problem is, well, not the problem, but Seedrum was kind enough to gift. He gifted Spike's Blue Collar Sim Golf one, and he gifted McGolf and TV one. So I was up to 11, and then they didn't renew. because C-Drum just gifted it to him for a month, so they fell off. Black Cloud's been here since day one. You were like, I think, like legit day one that I turned on the memberships. Did you see Black Cloud? I hit a new PR, 161.6. I hit earlier. I don't know if there's a way to search on like the video for like the massive spike in audio, but I let out a pretty good yell after I hit the new PR. Uneven Par, you were the second member, I think. I think you were the second. I think Uneven Par was number one. I think you were number two. It was all on the same day. It was you, Uneven Par, and Boogeyman Bill. I think we're all the same day or close to it. But yeah, there's only, so the way it goes with the gold for $3 a month, you get your name at the start and the end. So that's why you only see 4 at the start. But if you click all the way to the end of the video, there's 9. There's 9 people, but lay off the roids. I need some. Honestly, like, I take it as a massive compliment. I don't get it. I don't get it very much, but there has been a couple times people like legitimately asked, like if I have ever taken anything, and I take that as a compliment. We're getting it together, computer first. Let's play online, the square, and take over the 10 handicap space. We're definitely playing, Perry. I just got to leave time to work in some other people too. I think though you were either 1 or 2. I did them in order. It was definitely you, Uneven Par. I think the order was Uneven Par was number 1 within like, I think it was like an hour before you maybe. Uneven Par was 1, you were 2, and I think Boogeyman Bill was 3. That's why you guys are at the top. Very thankful for the people that have joined, but I thought it was going to be a little more popular considering I did literally the 3 cheapest options. Starting to kind of regret. Like I looked at the prices of Triple Bogey Golf Ben's, and like his cheapest is my most expensive. But I thought people would be more inclined to do the 3 cheapest. All right, honestly, what time is it? 5:40. Let's get one more, about 260, 270, and I'll start to cool down. Not that one. Can't see on the iPhone. He goes $299 is the cheapest, and then it's, I believe, $999, and then the most expensive one is $25. So he goes basically $3, $10, or $25, I believe, from when I looked at it. Like I was saying, like his channel's way bigger, and he gets a lot more views and all that stuff. But that one could be it. 263. We'll take that. His basically what I was getting at is his cheapest is my most expensive. Is kind of what I was getting at. All right, 263, 80 RPMs of side spin, 281 total. Let's we'll cool down a bit, hit some pitching wedges and then some approach wedges, and cool down a little bit. 25. Yeah, thanks. I was on Vinny Pass Patreon. I think it was $20 a month. He was generally sending you T-shirts every month, being a top tier member. Didn't do Patreon anymore though. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, he was probably realistically for that, he was probably losing money. You got to figure the cost of a T-shirt plus the shipping, and Patreon takes their cut and all that stuff. I wish I could do like giveaway type of stuff, but as it is, I'm already way below minimum wage for all the time and effort I put into this YouTube channel. It's crazy how much further and how much straighter it goes with that abbreviated backswing and abbreviated follow through. .80-yard approach yesterday was trash. Ben's big time is tech. It's too much for us DIY guys. Really, how's it most of us? Let's take it down a notch. That's a sweet spot for most. Let me read that again. Ben's big time. His tech is too much for us DIY guys, and really, how's it most of us? Let's take it down a notch. That's the sweet spot for most. You're saying like in terms of like, yeah, I agree. Like he's very technical, and does some really cool stuff between like the screen overlay and like how everything's set up. He doesn't need money, he's well off. Plus tons of his fans are members. Yeah, my wedges were terrible too. I want to hit 165. I'm kind of focused on, and it's fun seeing the driver go further, both in my simulator rounds and on course. So I'm kind of a distance fanboy, whatever you want to call it. I was going to say a different word, but you get the point. I'm pretty distant oriented, so it is fun working on driver. But as soon as I feel like my driver's in a better spot, which is getting there, I really need to spend like a couple weeks and like really focus on my wedges, because my wedges by far were my weakest part of my game yesterday. I mean, it's different too. Yesterday on course for the first time, hitting off of real grass again, it's a little bit different, which is part of it. But I just didn't, even like I was playing earlier with struggle swing, I just didn't have like those. Really, it's about 75 yards and in. I feel really comfortable with like 100 and even 90 with my choke down approach wedge, but it's like that 75 yards and in. I just don't have as much confidence as I used to have, which that's easy enough to work on. That won't even take that long to get that confidence back and get my wedges dialed back in again. Definitely significantly harder trying to gain ball speed with driver than it is dialing in dispersion and distance control with wedges. One thing at a time, though. I mean, I wish I could just work on everything at once, but you kind of got to bounce around and figure out which part of your game needs the most attention. And by the time, like right now, my wedges are the weakest point, I'll work on my wedges to where my wedges are the strongest point, and then I'll focus on something else, and then it slowly comes back around to where my wedges are the weakest part again. It's kind of the way it goes. 100 on in, you're fine with. And to me, the wedges are easy. Driver is sad. Yeah, I mean, it's tougher. Like it's way tougher on your body. It's tougher to get your body to move faster. To me, the hardest thing to do is gain speed. That's why I've always said, if you can, work on increasing speed and increasing distance first, and then once you get that kind of under control, then you work on dialing in your dispersion and your control and your left and right shots, distance control, all that stuff. It's definitely significantly harder gaining speed just because you got to swing harder and you got to get a little bit out of control to do that, versus just to dial in some dispersion, you just swing a little bit easier and it'll tighten up dispersion pretty quick. Has this road to 165, has it inspired any of you guys out there to start your own little speed training journey? Whether it's like 10 drivers as hard as you can at the end of the session, or like any more like prolonged speed training sessions, or no? That was kind of my hopes. Sometimes stuff like that is kind of contagious. Seeing someone else put a bunch of time and effort and work in and hitting some new PRs, sometimes it gets a little contagious, saying, huh, I want to do that too. Maybe I can hit it a little bit further. And I know it's not Boogeyman Bill and Black Cloud. You guys probably even play more than me, and you hit an ungodly amount of shots. So it's not about just dedicating more time to it. It's just prioritizing that driver versus maybe like instead of hitting irons or wedges for an hour, take like 20 minutes of that hour and dedicate it to driver. Stop speed training, fine with low 100s, club head speed for driver. On course, I don't want to swing out of my shoes because I'll lose accuracy. Yeah, but that's the whole point, Black Cloud. The whole point is you do all the work and you ramp up doing this on the range where it doesn't matter where it goes. Like I was explaining, you get your top end, like your floor and your ceiling. So you get your ceiling up, which is cool to see, but at the same time as you're doing that, your floor gets up too. So you're saying you don't want to swing out of your shoes and lose accuracy. The cool thing about the speed training is you do all that out of your shoes swinging like I was doing here, and then just naturally your easy, smoother swing on course, that creeps up to, though, instead of like low hundreds, then you're closer to like 105, 110, and you still feel like you're swinging relatively smooth is the kind of the point of it. Haven't hit a ball in 10 days. Troublesome left knee. Worked out a little hard this morning. See if it's sweat, or once I do another fitting, I'll gain more distance with a new shaft. You know how speed training works? Well, you were just saying that I get you're fine, you're happy. It's good you're happy with where you're at, but because I think the speed training is a pretty good analogy to the building muscle type of thing. There's really no way around it. You got to put the work in, you got to break it down before you build it back up type of thing. But same thing with like lifting weights. If you're trying to do like powerlifting and trying to get a PR, you just slowly but surely move up your PR, and also you're kind of cruising lifting weight. I'm gonna start opening my stance a bit more on iron shots. Open the stance and shut the shoulders. Because even that was pretty far off the toe, but it's a lot more manageable. I've been getting into a habit of I shut down my stance and I shut down my shoulders, so it starts too far right and then it overhooks left. I was doing this a little bit on course, seeing the actual ball fly. First couple holes, I was like shutting down my stance. My back was completely towards the target, so it was starting way out right and then missing way left. So I know I can adjust it with club face and everything else in my grip, but for me, the easiest way is just to feel like I open up a bit more and then still keep kind of my body turned and my shoulders turned to start it right, produce that draw, but have it be a little bit more manageable. Kind of like that. Started 2.7, drew back. I swing irons hard because of hard range balls. You're jacked, dude. No flannel. Well, I'm not in bad shape. I'll put it that way. I'm definitely not jacked though. Like at no point in my life have I been anywhere near like competition type of jacked. But yeah, I mean, I work out. I work out every day. If I took this shirt off, then my arms would probably look a little bit bigger. But that's not what this is about. I'm just kind of addicted. I think like in general, I'm just kind of the personality where I'm kind of addicted to like working on things and improving. So like seeing my like gain more muscle, like I look better, I feel better. I'm kind of addicted to that. Same thing with like this like golf in general, speed training. I'm kind of addicting to like the process and the journey and the grind of putting in work and seeing results slowly but surely come to fruition, if that makes sense. My problem is I definitely have a good amount of muscle for my frame. My problem is I like food too much to be able to actually dial in. Like I have enough basically what I'm saying is I have enough muscle on my frame to where if I dialed in my diet and actually did like meal planning and like did all the macros and counting all that stuff, I could get pretty shredded and look pretty jacked. But I like food too much and life's too short for me to be scheduling out and meal prepping all my meals, and I like being able to work out hard and pretty much eat whatever I want within some type of sensible moderation and framework. Like obviously I'm not eating like a tub of ice cream every night, but I pretty much I kind of limit what I eat throughout the day, and then I pretty much eat whatever I want and as much as I want at night from like my one big meal a day. Which is definitely true. They say you can't out-train a bad diet, which is definitely true. However, the flip side of that is you can definitely gain a lot of muscle, but you're not going to be able to cut the fat if you don't do that. All right. Approach wedge. That was one of the better ones yet. 129.4. Started right, drew back. I just got to do that every time. Golf and weightlifting are almost the same. Only boxing. No carbs, ton of fat, and protein. I mean, I definitely prioritize protein without a doubt, and I try not to go crazy with like sugar and carbs and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe just it makes more sense to us because we both, I mean, you more so than me, you're really in tune with like bodybuilding and lifting weights and all that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities between working out, gaining muscle, bodybuilding type of stuff, even powerlifting. Same with golf. I mean, really with anything. That's why I always say, like, people ask, like, oh, like I'm a high handicapper. I wonder if like is the square good enough? Look at that, it's right on the middle line. Is the square good enough or the Garmin R10 good enough for me to improve? But I always say, same thing as anything else. If you just put a bunch of time and effort into it, it's impossible to get worse. Whether it's golf, weightlifting, bodybuilding, woodworking, in Boogeyman Bill's case, underwater basket weaving. Doesn't matter what it is, sewing, knitting. You put time and effort into it, it's pretty impossible to get worse. That was crazy. I could literally see with my eyes, I could see the ball spinning a little bit to the right on that one, and the square even got that. That one was left. The square is really, really good. I mean, it's crazy how well all my shot shapes matched up. That's the whole reason I said it earlier, but the whole reason why I wanted to hit a small bucket of balls on the range first just was to make sure all these shots and all the results that I've been seeing with these draws and sometimes overdraws on the range and playing, if it actually would match up on course with the same exact swing. And literally, like, I was hitting a very, very, very consistent draw all day yesterday. And same thing as some of these, the miss was definitely too far left. So I have even more confidence and more faith that the square is a super, super, super accurate and good unit. Underwater basket weaving, you get the point. Did you hate teen sports as much as me? If I'm going to lose, it's going to be me who loses. No, I get that though. I played in high school. I played 3 sports. I played soccer, basketball, and volleyball. And I mean, I wasn't like all-state college athlete type of athlete, but like soccer, for example, I started varsity all 4 years. So I went in as a freshman and I was starting varsity all 4 years. Basketball, I wasn't as good. I'm better at basketball than I am now. I rode the bench for basketball, and then volleyball, same thing. I was on JV freshman year, sophomore year. I did a little bit at the beginning. They call it like a swing player, to where you play a little bit of JV. By the end of that, I was starting varsity by the end of that season, and then all state for volleyball junior year and senior year, and I was problem is with soccer, I don't think I ever made all state. I got a couple like awards and stuff, but I played defense on soccer, so it's a little bit tougher to notice good defensive play versus like a striker that's scoring a bunch of goals. But I get I definitely have some of that personality to where if I play good, I want the credit, and if I play bad, I want to know what I can improve on, and I know like what I need to improve. Versus like on a team sport, you could have a super good game and you could play super well and still lose. So you're like, all right, I wouldn't change anything, and I still lost. But there's pros and cons to each of that. Soccer, I was pretty good. I never played tennis like competitively, but I'm pretty good at tennis. Same thing with that. I like that aspect of it, to where if you play well, it's on you, and if you play bad, it's on you. And the reason why I stopped speed training, because I hurt my back more than working out with weights does. Really? That sucks. No time, no see. Have a good day. See ya. That was quick. I mean, it's definitely the reason why golf is so addicting. The fact that it's 100% on you, you have no one to blame. And on the flip side of that, when you hit it good, you know it was 100% you. Yeah, I know there's luck in it, but basically, game like golf, unless you're playing a scramble, if you put it right next to the pin, you did something right. And if you shank it into the water, you did something wrong. And you got to figure out what caused what and how to repeat the good things and limit the bad things. And probably even more so than that, the addicting part is there's always more work to be done. There's always, no matter what. I mean, even, sounds crazy, but like even someone like Tiger Woods, like obviously like a perfect round of golf is a hole in one on every single hole, which is just impossible to do. So no matter how good you play, no matter how low you go, how many majors you win, how good you get, there's always still work to be done. You can always get better. The older you get, add speed, it's more technical. Golf requires us to crawl inside ourselves. I hate it when lame ass teammates who make you lose. Yeah, I get it. I mean, like I said, there's positives and negatives to each. Without a doubt, those team sport years in high school were some of the best years of my entire life and the most amount of fun. So you don't get that team aspect and that enjoyment of celebrating as a team when you lose a tough one as a team, dealing with that with the individual sports. So look at Toast over here getting us into the philosophical area of the golf game. Yeah, it's the most fun you can have, getting mad at yourself. That's true. Tiger's Achilles tear was his left foot, so lead foot. That's probably the worst, right? I mean, like I said, you push off, but like 90% of your pressure is on your left side, especially iron shots. Like, I think left is probably, if I had to pick one, if I had, like I asked Struggle Swing, I was thinking about it. If I had to pick one, same thing with my knee. I'm glad it was my right knee. If I had to pick an Achilles to tear, I'd probably pick the right one. Because, I mean, you could almost swing. Like, when you train, it's a lot easier and you get a lot more power behind the shot if you just put with your, like, if your right foot is off the ground versus your left foot. That sucks. That's probably, I would think it would be worse on your left than it is right. That's Trevor. That's the comment of the day right there. I need some camo. That's the comment of the day. Duck Dynasty golfs now? Yes, indeed. That's the comment of the day. I think I have a better, fuller beard than those guys, but those guys' beards are a lot longer and they just let it go. Yeah, I agree. Scrambles, that's my favorite way to play golf. Like when I do during the summertime with my basketball buddies, like I said, we usually get anywhere from like, at the very low end, it's like 6 people. But most of the time, it's like 8 to 12 people, sometimes upwards of like 20. But just put all the 20 names in a hat. You pick them out of the hat randomly, and you play as a two-team scramble. So we go out as foursomes. You book like, I don't know, a bunch of tee times in a row. You go out in foursomes 2v2. So you're playing with your partner against the team that you're paired up with in the foursome. So you want to beat them and you want to go shot for shot, but you're also playing against the group. So you have the team aspect, you have the competitive aspect, and like I was saying with Ken, the scramble, you have the benefit of, and like the admiration, and like you get like the satisfaction if you hit a good shot, and if you hit a bad one, it's like only half as bad because you still have your partner there. Honestly, I'd much rather play a 2v2 scramble than a 4-person scramble for like a charity tournament type of thing. 2v2 is awesome. What club? Just a choke down approach wedge. I'm cooling down. I did speed training. This is towards the end of it. I hit a new PR with my driver, so I'm kind of just cooling down, trying to not feel quite as tight. But this is my P770. TaylorMade P770 approach wedge, which is 51 degrees. Usually I hit this I choke down a little bit, hit 3/4 approach wedge. I don't know if you can see the P770, but take my word for it. Usually I choke down, hit it about 3/4, usually not really focusing on where these go, but it's like my 100-yard shot. And that one was a little bit toey, but 95 in the air. That should roll out to right around 100. 100.1, 100.2. Used to F with Duck Dynasty until the racist scandals came out. Such a shame, really. Racism? Yeah, I didn't. What are you talking about, Black Cod? I didn't hear about that. Long ago. Sham was fun playing. Best drive. Home ball gets never. Oh, gets the nerves going. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty crazy the fact that the dad, what's his name, Phil. He was the starting quarterback for like Louisiana Tech or whatever. He was like a really, really, really talented college quarterback, and Terry Bradshaw was his backup for a while. which is pretty crazy. I think most of them played football and they were pretty good. Been hearing about them. Thinking about getting the new Tacomos, half price, more forgiveness. Well, yeah, I mean, it depends what you want. Tacoma has different irons in their lineup. I really like, though. Really happy. I have a combo set. Apologize for people that have heard me say this 100 times, but I have a combo set. So I go approach wedge through 7-iron are the TaylorMade P770s, and then my 4, 5, and 6 iron are the TaylorMade P790s. I think it's a perfect blend. So I really like the smaller, a little bit less forgiving, more precise with the 770s, and then the longer irons, which are a bit tougher to hit, a little more forgiveness with the P790s. I think it's a pretty perfect blend. Golf's the most mystical, beautiful sports. We're pioneers of new worlds of golf. Let's go, guys. Sim golf is a real thing. We're just scratching the surface. We'll see. They're kind of dropping the ball. I thought that the whole TGL thing would make sim golf explode more than it has. I think it started to at the beginning, but it kind of dropped the ball with TGL. And it sounds crazy. I've said it before, but like 8 times out of 10, I'd rather just play golf here in the simulator than like yesterday. For how expensive that was, like I had to get there. I got there an hour early so I could get my cart set up, kind of warm up, hit balls at the range. Unfortunately, they aerated all the greens, so the practice putting green was closed. So I kind of had an extra 20 minutes of just sitting around. But by the time I get all my stuff together, put it all in the car, charge everything up, drive there, spend the 2 hours, if not like 3 hours yesterday, warming up, hitting balls, playing, the money, driving back. I don't know. I mean, I like the ease, all the data, how accurate it is, the time, the fact that it's essentially, I mean, it costs money, but like additionally, you're not spending like, it's not like I had to spend $20 to go do this today. Big fan of sim golf, hence why I do it so much. Combo said we get it. I like it more when good to TGL and Tiger taking them too serious. TGL is for fun, not serious, I'd say. Yeah, I agree. We've kind of beat this conversation. We beat the dead horse, so to speak, with this conversation. But if you want to watch competitive golf, they already have that every single week on tour, or even I would say live golf is slightly less competitive. But if you want to watch competitive golf, you're not going to beat the actual tour. And they made a mistake trying to make it more competitive versus more fun. And I've been saying all along they need to incorporate the average Joe into TGL instead of having it try to be like a competition between the pros. They need to. It would just automatically, I guarantee you, the ratings would jump up if they added one average Joe every single week, like a high handicapper, like a weekend warrior, into the alternate shot format, to where the pros are coaching them up, the pros are telling them where to hit it, where to miss, and then you have to have the pros recover from a bad shot, most likely, compared to a pro shot from an average Joe. Not about the pros, it's about us in the community. Paid $1,200, had a muni for a limited Monday to Thursday play. Yeah, pros versus Joes. I know. I've thought about this a lot. That's kind of what I was thinking along the lines of that. And like American Ninja Warrior, where you get like the backstory of the people, and you maybe add like the winning person wins like 10 grand. They have a lot of options, but they're probably not going to do any of them. But yeah, I agree, Toast. I mean, some courses, some of those memberships, like even yesterday, like I said, like the course I played yesterday wasn't like like a crazy, crazy, crazy nice course. It's still a nice course, one of the nicer ones in the area, but $32 in the wintertime, like the second to last tee time, we were like struggling to see on the ninth hole, on the last hole. Like for $32 to walk and $10 for a small bucket of balls. Like I spent $42 yesterday on top of gas, time, all that stuff. I don't know. It makes me appreciate sim golf and want to do it more versus going to. Obviously, you're never going to be able to compare, and you're not going to get the same thing of seeing the actual ball fly and playing a real course. But how good sim golf is getting. It's a slightly different game, but it's pretty darn good. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, Black Cloud. Yeah, 32 to walk 9. That's what it was. 32 to walk 18. That's what it was. And that's what me and my family member were saying. They said that on the website it said winter rates. It looked like they did some work to the course, but it said winter rates until March. I don't know if that meant the beginning of March or the end of March. But if it's still winter rates right now, that means it's going to be closer to like $40 in the summertime to go walk 9 holes there, which is crazy. Like that pays for 2 months. That pays for 2 months of GS Pro for one day. 32 is getting close to your cost with 18 with a cart. Sim golf over in Asia is legit. Playing 9 is like $10, $20 less than 18 wilds. I mean, it just depends. Depends on the course, and it depends where you are in your area. It depends if golf is popular, if there's a lot of courses, supply and demand, all that stuff. We were kind of talking about that before with PJG. But yeah, I mean, here in the Northeast, it just is what it is. I mean, cost of living in general is higher too. Imagine what the prices are. Does anyone live in California? I would assume the greens fees in California are probably pretty crazy. Plus, you have the factor too. Maybe not. I don't know. Florida's cheaper because you have weather that's nice pretty much all year round. I think another thing here. I mean, same thing with Black Cloud, even Boogeyman Bill, but you got like 3-4 months out of the year where it's just terrible weather. So you have more demand when the weather's nicer to play. So there's more golfers, they can demand a higher price, and people are still playing. And even yesterday, like the range isn't even that big, and there was like, I don't know, I was out there with like 5 or 10 other people that were all paying the same amount to go hit balls that are terrible range balls for $10 for 1 token or $18 for 2. It's pretty crazy. I talked to the guy next to me. I was like, "Did you pay for 1 token or 2?" And he was like, "No, I actually buy packs of like 5 or 10 because if you come often enough, it's worth it." And I wanted to say, I don't want to go. I was listening to music in my headphones. I didn't want to go into get into a full-on deep conversation with him, but I was about to tell him like, "Dude, you should just buy a simulator, go hit or set up a net in your backyard." 47 to play 18 riding a cart at the course I'm playing on Saturday. Can't play 9 holes at the tees. That's a pretty good deal. Yeah, I mean, so like basically the way it goes here, you get a little bit of a break if you walk 18. So say yesterday, if it was $32 to walk 9, it probably would have been like 45 to walk 18, and then they charge $10 per side. Those might even go up. Maybe they're up towards like $12 a side. But usually, if you're playing 18, you can tack on an extra $20 on top of that. So, and they're cheaper during the week. They go up more for weekends and holidays. So it's not unheard of around here to be closer to like $60, $70, $80 for 18 with a cart. All right, guys. Time for me to call it quits. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you tuning in. Glad, well worth coming out here today. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but very, very happy with that 161.8. Pretty sure, like 90% sure, I'm going to take tomorrow and Thursday off. And I think it's supposed to be a bit warmer Friday. And then I got to check on the weekend. Maybe I'll even take Friday off if Saturday is supposed to be the warmer day. But I think Friday's supposed to be a bit warmer. And then I think Sunday is the day it's going to be a bit warmer. So space it out a little bit. But definitely taking at least tomorrow off from swinging, kind of rest up a little bit. But never ride a car unless I'm forced to. Usually tournaments later. Have a good one. All right, guys. See you, Toast. Boogeyman Bill, Black Cloud, Eagle School. Appreciate you guys stopping in. And I'll catch you on the next one. I got some videos that I recorded that I'll be posting the rest of the week, and then I'll probably record some new ones later this week. But likely putting stream probably tomorrow and or Thursday. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.